is not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and I want to thank everybody that subscribes to me. Check out my show and show me all that love. And I'm giving love right back to you right now. On my show, The Legends, I have somebody that's very inspiring. He's an actor, an award-winning poet, and I'm bringing to you Mr. Roy Lee Jarmon. Hey, Roy, how are you today, sir?
Oh, I'm fine, Tyrone. I just want to
That's
say
great.
thank you for allowing me to be a part of your wonderful show today. I just
Okay.
say thanks for having me.
Okay, welcome to the show, The Legends. Now, we're going to take it back a little bit because when we get more into the current events of you, Roy, let's talk about where you were born, how you were raised, and what was your connection with as far as growing up.
Yes, I'm the second child of George and Minnie Jarmon, and from Greenville, Mississippi. Actually, Sunflower area, the Washington County area,
Hmm.
down in that neck of the woods, as we say back then.
Hmm.
Went to school there. I graduated from O'Bannon High School. Went to Jackson State for a year. Left there. Went into the service, U.S. Army military, and spent 3 years there. Got out of there and I worked different jobs there in Mississippi. Uh, Pickle factory, um, stores. Worked at rubber mill plant, and all the while going back and forward to Mississippi Valley State College, sometimes during the day, sometimes night classes. Finally got my BS degree in math and computer science. From there, I was recruited, came to New Jersey in 1982, worked for AT&T about 20 years. Uh, had some, guess you would call them mental problems. I don't want to guess it, but it was. But I got to the point where it was kind of, it was concentration was bad because I'd never really got reacclimated back to civilian life, and I was still had military things in my mind, and so many things started happening on my wife's side of the family.
Hmm.
People dying like every 2 3 months. On
Hmm.
my side of the family, the same thing was happening, and it seemed like I just stayed on the battlefield.
Right.
And I got to the point where I got so confused and conflicted and stuff, so I had to start taking therapy. Retired from AT&T. I was diagnosed with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, because of all these things that was going on.
Right.
And in one of my therapy classes, my counselor said, "Well, why don't you journal?" I wasn't into journaling, but I do recall I always did like poetry and books, and so I started writing. I had
Right.
been trying poetry and when I was going to college, and so I started writing, and finally was able to get a lot of these things out of a
Hmm.
lot of had to kind of jail all of these
Right.
things, and I began to start talking and so forth, and that was led to my 3 published books. I write them under the pen name is Simon. Simon Poetry by Simon, volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And the books themselves was not well, the first book was the one that really gave me started making me come back because I had a big problem with concentration, which is still
Hmm.
a problem now.
Right.
But the concentration, the book gave me a platform to start talking to other people because I was a loner, I was tearing up, and I was intimidated and just had all kinds of symptoms. But it gave me a platform to start talking to people, and I started listening and talking to other guys who had PTSD, and I
Right.
found that I wasn't the only one. So I
Hmm.
said, well, that must be my mission, and my purpose in life is to show people that I got to the point where I could not concentrate on what I was reading. I couldn't
Right.
read it 2 or 3 sentences,
Okay.
and so finally I got to the point where I started being able to cope and to talk to people. And I would always carry a handkerchief or something because I never know when I'm going to burst into tears or
Right.
that kind of situation, man.
Hmm.
And one of the I was at the VA hospital, and I had talked to some of the people about some of the poetry I had written. And after the talk was over, then one of the guys came up to me and he just wanted to talk. I think I stayed there for like another hour
Right.
just listening to them talking. And one guy, he talked to it and he just started crying on my shoulder, and then I'm crying with him. And
Hmm.
it's just, it's sometimes we don't know what people are going through.
And that's so true.
And
You know.
that's
My
where,
my thing, yeah. My thing is that I've actually browsed through your books, and I see a lot of inspiration. You know, where
yeah,
people are actually can identify with some of the statements that you actually made, and
right,
it required them to open up to the sense of reality. And this
right,
is where they actually conquer and try to actually come to some type of sense with themselves, to sum it up
right,
as far as their inspirations, their emotionality, and things of that nature. And you know, it takes a special person like you to actually
uh-huh,
acknowledge the fact. Well, first it started with you, then you realized that it wasn't that you weren't alone, which is a
right,
good thing.
exactly.
And now that you have actually served a purpose to actually help other people as well. So my question to you is, you didn't do summaries, you do it poetically. So explain the fact of you do it poetically instead of you summarizing.
I think that I don't know how spiritual a lot of people are, but I think God puts in you uh, whatever you're going to need in order to accomplish your mission in
Right.
life once you realize your goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I can recall when I was in elementary school, first grade, I just loved books. It was even before then. I had something that I think I might have been 3 or 4,
Mm-hmm.
and they bought me my ABC book. ABC, A is for Apple, B, and then this is so forth. Man, I used to
Right.
love that book. And when I was in the first grade, it would be the only way we could carry our books home from school. We had to have what we call a book satchel. And my had my godfather to buy me a book satchel so I could take my books home. And once I got far enough from the school, I would take my books out of the satchel, put them under my arm so people could see that I got books. And I've
Mm-hmm.
always loved books for some reason. And I think that there was just something in my mind. And I would be walking down the street, I would see a bubblegum wrapper. I would pick it up and read the joke on it.
Yeah, I remember that bazooka gum, right?
Yes, exactly. Bazooka Joe. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I remember
And
that very well.
and in school, when I would get my English books, literature, I would just go through it and find all the poems and the jokes and little things in it, you know.
Uh-huh.
And that was just, I guess, that was just something that was embedded in me.
Right.
Uh, so after I got away from it, once I got back to it, uh, that's I guess that's just a part of me that God placed in my heart, in my spirit, just be who I am, you
Right.
know. So
And which is a good thing. So we're going to take a
yeah,
little break right now, and
okay.
we're going to be right back with Roy Lee Jarmon.
Thank you.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents.
You think you created family out of characters?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna take that and make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at, where you at, on the way, yeah. In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Turn around. You ain't really down.
Really now?
Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Real and different people make the world go round.
Because of you, my dreams are coming true.
That erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah.
And we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and we are talking to my guest, Roy Lee Jarmon. Hey, Roy.
Hey, how you doing?
You know, it's very rare that we find a person like you in that rare form of actually communicating with people through poetry. And that's very rare. I was quite shocked when I seen some of the stuff that you wrote, and I was like, wow. You know, it's very rare that you actually see a person or artist or anybody that's in your craft to actually make people come to a conclusion with themselves. And not only that, I think it helps you as well through your downfalls and your emotionalities and the things that you actually went through, you know, either seeing them by sight or dealing with them emotionally. So my question to you is that through this journey that you've been through, have you actually come to a conclusion with yourself?
I come to a conclusion with myself every day.
Okay.
I can recall as one of my VFW brothers, the veteran of foreign wars,
Right.
that I volunteer. I'm a member of the VFW, and I remember we were in a group together, and he was And I hadn't thought of it in that term. And he was saying, I remember when Roy first came to the group, all he would do was sit over in the corner all by himself and just cry all day,
Mm-hmm.
all during the meeting.
Right.
And now he's out talking and speaking and trying to encourage others. And that's what hit me. And I said, oh, yes, that's where I used to be. And now through my writing and through my therapy and quite naturally a lot of prayer,
Right.
uh, I'm able to. My mission and goal and purpose is to get you to understand that
Right.
there are things that you're going to encounter in life,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever that situation is, you can overcome it. I know it's not. It doesn't look like it at the time. Most
Right.
of the time, it doesn't. Uh, but the fact of the matter is that what my mother and my father used to always tell me, live on, child, just live on. And see, and that's the thing that we got to do is we keep going forward. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is go through. You got to go through something. Like they say, don't judge a person until you walk a mile in his shoes. I think it was something had to do with don't judge a person walk a mile in his moccasins or something to that
Mm-hmm.
fact. That fact. And I think by me going through those situations and having that devastating experience in my life, I'm able
Mm-hmm.
to understand that people have problems,
Mm-hmm.
and that problem is not a problem that can't be conquered.
Right.
And see, it helps me, I think, more than it helps them at times because I still have anxiety
Right.
situations and things like traveling and around big crowds and things
Right.
of that nature. I'm so much better, thank the Lord. But
Mm-hmm.
it just things that you have to live with and you have to
Right.
learn. So you're not here to be. Those things doesn't happen to you to um, destroy you,
Right.
but they happen to you so that you can overcome and understand how to help other people overcome. That's
Right.
the way I'm looking at this situation now.
You know, I read some of your clause, and I've come to the conclusion with myself because we all go through things. But what I
Oh yeah,
summed up with some of the stuff that you have written, that there is a difference between a situation and a problem.
yes, 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 yes,
So um, things can just be a situation where, and if you take it too further, it could be problematic unless you say to yourself, well, listen, it's a situation, I know it will pass, you
right,
know, and so just let me nip it in the head right now
right,
and deal with it before it becomes problematic. See,
yes,
because once it becomes problematic, then you're taking it too long to the point where it's really definitely will affect you mentally. And not only that, it also affects your surroundings as well. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I got out your book, the difference between a situation and a problem. You know what I'm saying? So my
yeah. And
question to you is, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead with your question.
You
No
know,
problem.
by you actually going around talking to people and inspiring them and things of that nature, how does it actually accommodate you? Just knowing that you're out there and you're spreading the word, knowing that there's hope, you know, for everyone.
Oh man, there's um no better elation
Hmm.
in my heart that I can feel to know that I've been able to help someone. And it was just that I don't know. It's just a it's a feeling that's there
Right.
that creates within me to go the next step. Because, like you were saying before, my situation became a problem because we were raised that oh, don't worry about it. You got to go through things and you can make it, and you know and I really being I was the first one in my my family to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Being there in Mississippi, and they would come to me with different things, and I graduated at valedictorian of my high school.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated summa cum laude from Mississippi Valley State. So in my mind, I'm going to go out here and conquer the world with all this knowledge I know.
Okay.
And when I got to the point where I couldn't even read a sentence and understand it and comprehend it,
Mm-hmm.
I was devastated.
Okay.
I was so devastated. I was like, I wasn't worth anything. And so I just pulled back and, I didn't, was afraid to tell anybody because then that's who I was. That was
Right.
me. And finally, after I started coming back to being able to speak to people and talk to people, and I realized, I said, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't me. That
Right.
wasn't who I was supposed to be. See, I'm not supposed to be the one that with the knowledge. I mean, the
Right.
knowledge is not who makes me who I am. So you I hung on to that too long. Thought, all
Right.
right, I am this guy, and I'm this, and I can handle this. And sometimes you just need a shoulder to cry on.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a helping hand. Sometimes you just need
Mm-hmm.
a kind word. And you never know when someone you can go to, and I've gone up to people and I'll say, hey, how you doing, man? And
Right.
and then they say, oh, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you made my day. I was just feeling so down,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this world needs so much of that nowadays, and especially
Well, this whole world
with
needs therapy. Period.
yeah, I'm telling you. First of all, being a
Mm-hmm.
black man
Mm-hmm.
and have to put up with all of these things that you have to face every day.
Right.
Secondly, you're going through this pandemic
Mm-hmm.
and everybody to change. We've got so accustomed to being
Right.
pampered and living large,
Mm-hmm.
and now the pandemic is and squeeze us into this box, and
Right.
we don't know how to handle it.
Right. My
And
question
so,
to you, Roy, is anybody else that wants to get into what you're getting to, you have any spoken words for them as far as encouragement?
uh, I don't know about the specific spoken words. I usually try to, if when I'm going to a place, I usually try to find out what's happening there,
Right.
and to try to find something in my books of writing,
Mm-hmm.
if I don't write something right then,
Right.
to to encourage them.
Right.
But I do. I would like to read just one verse of this one.
Okay. Briefly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So give me my Oscar, and I wrote this from a um, PTSD. I'm
Okay.
gonna read the last one.
All right.
But this PTSD won't let me live the normal life, nor be a normal friend. So I crawl into my foxhole in my bedroom or in my den, to live out there until my end, with nothing to give and no reason to live, nothing to lose and nothing to win. That's the feeling one has, but it ends
Mm-hmm.
with, because when the life we live, we are actors on the stage.
Right.
So give me my Oscar and my Tony Award and my Grammy because I paid my dues. There's a gigantic smile on my face every once in a while, but my heart is crushed and my heart is singing the blues. So don't you see? There's no better actor than me. So give me my Oscar and my Tony and my Grammy too. So it just lets you know that even though sometimes we are down and we feel like we are nothing, we have to still get out there and act. So one of the things that said, fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot stop. See, that's
Right.
the main thing. Do not stop. it's like a train going through a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stop in the middle of the tunnel. You have to keep
right.
going until you see that light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you going through. You go through that dark spot in life, oftentimes. But you know,
well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, and I mean a real pleasure, to really converse with you on your book, your anthems and things of that nature that encourages people to, to lift themselves up no matter what, and I'm really glad to have you on my show. Come again, I will actually converse with you another time, and we will definitely explore a little bit more about you, Mr. Roy Jarmon, about your journey and things of that nature. So this has been another T. Lowe video production, and my guest is Roy Lee Jarmon. He's an actual poet, and go out there and purchase his books. It's on Amazon, and I guess a lot more platforms. And give him some support. All right, so this has been another T. Lowe video production, and y'all stay tuned for another episode. Thank you, Mr. Jarmon.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay.
God bless.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Don't turn around. You ain't really down. Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Know that different people make the world go round.
And it's all because of you, my dreams are coming true.
You're the sun that erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning. With the first date, Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for you.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house. It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.